On today's episode, Dad uses antiquated phrases,
That's my jam.
whispers for no reason,
It's a little warm out here today.
and thinks he's a choo-choo train.
Chugga, 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 chugga.
Who got this? Dad got this.
Hello everybody and welcome to Dad Got This, part 2 of my MeatStick review. In the first part, Dad reviewed the MeatStick and unboxed it and just kind of went through the motions of what's included with the MeatStick. In this section, we're going to get into a cook. We're going to cook some steaks on a grill and really put it to the test. So let's join Dad outside.
We are back and we're outside on a new day. It's been way over 4 hours for this MeatStick to go ahead and charge. So we're going to fire up a grill using another grill and a third grill. I know, I'm weird. Sorry, I have 3 grills and I use them all in different ways and do things with them. You don't need 3 grills, but I have 3 grills, so I utilize them. But that's not why we're here. We're here to try out this MeatStick. And it's charged, and today's menu, bacon-wrapped filet mignon on the grill. I cut up some filet mignons out of a tenderloin that I bought at my local big box club. And I broke it down. You'll see that video. I'll put a link in the description and somewhere. So I've got some awesome filet mignons and they come out great charcoal grilled. I'm not sous videing or anything today. This is just straight on the grill because I want to see how this goes. Unfortunately, I only have one of these. Come on, MeatStick people, send me a couple more. I got 3 people in my family. But I'm gonna use it as the steaks are all basically the same. So as long as I know the temperature of one, I should pretty much be at the same of the others if I move them around kind of evenly. But the first thing we need to do before we can do any of that is go ahead and light some grills. Light a grill, because we're only gonna really grill on one. You'll see what I'm talking about. Oh crap. Here come the birds. I just put out my plants to get some sun after being in their little cage that I've made with our patio furniture. And the birds are back and they're coming. And hopefully they are not going to try and eat my plants. These are the birds. I think they know that I'm here and to leave the plants alone. They might finally be learning their lesson. Get out of here. Oh, and here comes the baby. Got separated from the family, wanted to catch up. And now back to our regularly scheduled program. Let's light a grill. Gonna use one of these little gel things again. They work really well. And Dad's double barrel method. Ooh, chugga, 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 chugga. It's like a choo-choo train going over here. I don't know. I'm silly. I'm stupid. All right, I'm gonna turn this off and we'll come back when this thing's all heated up. Okay, MeatStick. Give you a good look at it. There is the wireless extender. There it is in its nice little charging case. Both of these are magnetic, which was pretty cool. You could actually kind of stick them to something. The only stuff that I have is a grill like that. But you can't see that because it's down there. It's a little warm out here today, but let's go ahead and prep our steaks so that when the grill's ready, we can get grilling. Wow. I don't know if you can see just the sweat dripping off my face. It's hot out here in Florida. All right. I have 3 1.75 to 2 inch steaks that are looking fantastic. 3 pieces of bacon. We're gonna go ahead and just wrap like so and secure with a toothpick. Pretty simple. Why am I wrapping this prime filet in bacon? It's bacon. Why else wouldn't I? Bacon makes everything better. It also adds a little bit of fat. Filets are known and notorious for being a little bit lean. So a little extra fat on there can do something like a filet, a little bit of benefit. Boom. Let's go ahead. What are we gonna use to season them? Real simple. We're gonna go salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder. That's it. A little bit of sea salt. A couple turns of black pepper. garlic powder, onion powder. Dad's favorite mix. Let's go ahead and pick up some of that seasoning for the bacon. That's it. We're just waiting for the coals and the grill to get ready. I am so ready for this. The heat coming off of this thing is crazy. These things have got to be just about ready. Oh yeah, we got white ash going on all over here. We're gonna open up the main grill. We're gonna go 2-zone cooking. So I'm gonna have a hot side over here, cold side over here. I'm using my Weber charcoal baskets. I always forget I need a pot holder. Time to do the dump and try to not pour it all over my flip-flop feet, which I have done before, which is not fun. Because I want this to kind of preheat the whole area, I've got the bottom vent completely open and I've got the top vent completely open. That's gonna allow as much airflow through there as possible to really heat this sucker up. We're gonna do a reverse sear, but on the charcoal grill. I've reverse seared a steak before for you in a video. I'll throw the link up to that at the end. Drip, sweat, drip. I need like a, as my wife would call it, a labacara. For you Filipino people, you'll know what that is. I'm gonna go get one. Be right back. It is apparently 91 degrees out right now. That's freaking hot. This thing is hot. The temp gauge on the grill already says 600 degrees. All right, setup time. I've got my steak. I've got my meat stick. Hit the button. That's gonna turn it on. We're gonna open up my MeatStick app. We're gonna turn on our extender. It says we have full battery, and we are gonna go to the grill setting, beef, steak. We would like our steak medium rare. All right, we want an early warning at 1:30 and a target at 1:35. So our early warning, we're gonna actually set to 125, because that's gonna give me 10 degrees on the hot side when I do the sear to get it where I want. Meat stick. Gonna start on the cold side. We're gonna go ahead and close this off a little bit. I just wanna check and see how it registers the ambient temperature. Oh yeah, ambient's going up. All right, ambient temperature keeps climbing. Up, steak has gone up 1 degree. Cool. All right, we're gonna monitor this and check back with you in a minute. Dad needed to go inside and make myself a little drink. It's just seltzer water. Super hot, but this worked all the way inside. I was able to keep track of the temps all the way inside. Grill's getting a little hot for me right now, so we're gonna take the lid off. It's saying that the ambient temperature of the grill where the steak is at 318 degrees, which just goes to show the temperature on my Weber thermometer on the outside of the grill is pegged at 600 degrees, but it's not 600 degrees where I'm cooking. And that's where using this temperature gauge on your grill is kind of iffy. You're not getting a real reading. I only want this to be around 250 degrees. So I'm gonna pull this lid and see what that gives me. Yeah, it's starting to go down 330, 320. This will be good. I think we'll be able to keep it kind of where we're at with the lid off and be in a good spot. God, it's hot here, especially like right next to this grill. 255. We're gonna sprinkle a little bit of olive oil. I like the flavor the olive oil adds to the steak. And we're gonna go ahead and flip them. And we're in the 230, so I think we can actually move it a little closer. Steak's already at 88 degrees. Since I only have one meat stick and I'm cooking to 2 different temperatures, I'm cooking to medium rare for me and I'm cooking to medium for the wife. So I think what I'll probably end up doing is once mine reaches medium rare, I may pull it, let it rest, and stick the meat stick in a second steak. And then that way I can go ahead and judge and see where that one's at. It's a good idea. All right, it dropped down to 180, a little low for my taste. We're gonna go ahead and pop the lid on. And we're gonna go ahead and close this sucker down. And we'll pump it back up around the 250, and then we'll mess with the lid a lot. I think this shouldn't be a long cook. Steak's already at 95. Remember, our target's 135 for medium rare. At 125, we're gonna start going on the hot side. Time to check in on it. All right, we're back up over 276, 280. Steak's at 104. We'll pull the lid. Turning, rotating, very important things. This side of the steak has now been closer to the heat. So I want to spin it because I want to make sure that everybody's getting a nice even heating. Now, I'm not really worried about this temp getting right over the coals because apparently the meat stick can go up to 572 degrees. You could deep fry this sucker and it would still be fine. That's pretty amazing to me. So where I just moved it to, and the temperature reading's now in the 260s. I'm gonna give these a little dusting of olive oil. I just got a countdown on this and it says I got 6 minutes till I hit that temp. Now I don't know if that's my first warning temp or my second warning temp, my final temp, but I got 6 minutes. There's always carryover cook. So I might pull mine in the 130 range and let it rest. We'll see about the others. This is exciting. I love gadgets, man. Gadgets and cooking, that's my jam. We are super close, 122. This thing should be just about ready to start flipping on the hot side and get this thing a nice crust. Every steak needs a nice crust. If you don't have a nice crust on the steak, they're just not as appetizing. Nice thing is also tells you, I've got a timer here that tells me we've been cooking for 21 minutes. It's kind of cool. I can kind of know how long it takes me to do things. I can always go back and look at the camera, but if you were just a regular person, you'd be like, oh, now I know if I'm gonna grill some fillets, it's about 22 minutes or 25 minutes, maybe 30 minutes by the time we're done. We should be hitting our first warning of 125. And then we're gonna start the real deal. Please check steak. It may be a good time to take steak off the heat and let it rest. Now we're gonna go super heat. And like I said, Dad might pull his about 130. All right, we're gonna swap the super hot spots right there. All right, we are 129, 130. So Dad's gonna probably pull his. All right. We're gonna let Dad's rest. And these two, we're gonna move over here.
Let's pull the meat stick.
All right, our steak is apparently done according to the meat stick. But
Pop it in the other steak.
now we're 131 on these, and we wanna get these to about 135 or 137. Because that's gonna go ahead and let them rest a little bit more to get them into that medium temperature that the wife likes. 137. I think we're gonna pull that. All right, we are done with the meat stick portion of this. It's done its job. We're gonna let these rest for about 5 or 10 minutes, and then I'll take some photos and slice it up and see how they came out. I'm excited. Our cook is done. These rested for about 10 minutes. Nice. Now this one's mine. And these are the ones that are supposed to be a little bit more done. So we're gonna go ahead and cut through the middle of this one. That's a little bit, tiny bit over for me, but I think it's gonna be perfect because it seems so tender. And that one is perfect for the wife. So if I were to have learned anything, I would probably pull mine at 110. But looking at this, that's awesome. We'll take a couple quick photos.
All right, we're back inside and the grilling is all done. Steaks came out amazing. That bacon wrapped filet is so tender and so juicy. Didn't even have to sous vide it, just did a reverse sear on the Weber charcoal grill. And they were perfect. And the reason they were cooked perfect is because I used the meat stick. the real reason for this video. I use this digital probe and it was super easy. Let's get to my thoughts. What are the benefits and what did I really like? I liked that there's no wire. With a wired probe, you're always constantly worrying about, you're limited to how you can turn and spin and flip because there's a wire. So if you did like a 360 turn, now your steak is wrapped in a wire. And it's an annoyance. You can work around it and it's not the end of the world, but why do it when you can have a wireless one? This was so easy. I stuck it in the steak. I was able to flip it, turn it, never changed any problems. Everything was great. The other thing, the range, thanks to the extender, was amazing. Just to test it out, I walked around my entire house. I went to the front of the house. I went to my garage. I went everywhere. Never lost signal. It was great. Awesome to be connected to your food at all times via your phone. The fact that it was using my phone and I didn't have to carry around a separate receiver or anything like that was also another cool thing that I liked. This thing was great. The only downside I can say to this is one, I only have one of them. I was cooking 3 steaks, so I had to do a little bit of finagling to get that to work. Not a big hassle, but it'd be nice if I had a couple more of these to go ahead and just do what I needed to do in one shot. Would have been cool. Other than that, the only other downside I could see is it's a bit big. It's a big piece. So unless you're cooking a nice thick steak or a thick piece of pork or a roast or something, that'll work perfect. But if you're gonna try and cook something a little bit thinner or smaller, I could see it being a little bit hard to get this probe into something like a thin pork chop or a thinner pork chop or maybe even some chicken. Could be a little bit harder to get this in and situated the way they want because they want it into the hilt. They want it in all the way up to here. Now they have a solution for that. They have something called the MeatStick Mini, which is a smaller version of this probe, which would pretty much solve those problems. Other than that, it's amazing. Like I told you, the MeatStick sent me this to go ahead and try. They didn't tell me what to say though. They didn't pay me anything to say anything. It's my honest review of this is I think you should get one. If you're into grilling and cooking and roasting and doing things like that, it's definitely worth having. It made things very simple for grilling. I can imagine for doing like a roast, it would just be even better because those go longer. The steaks I was done in like 20 minutes. A roast, if you're there for an hour or 2 hours, it'd be very cool to just leave this in there and not be opening and closing the oven and wasting heat and dealing with that. So I think it's great. I think the MeatStick is awesome. Do not take that out of context and replay that. Be adults, people. Be adults. So even when Dad's reviewing a pretty awesome new gadget, you guys know Dad doesn't do outros. So that's it.
For more fun and easy recipes, visit dadgotthis.com. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the damn bell. I double dog dare you. Come on, you have to do it. It was a double dog dare. I mean, those are the rules.